One of the most flexible tools for troubleshooting the boot process is the Advanced Options menu. We get to the Advanced Options menu by pressing F8 during startup, and this can be a very helpful tool, especially if the problem is with a faulty device driver or a system device. The options include Safe Mode. If we've made a change and now we have a problem, we can use Safe Mode to go back in and correct the problem. We won't have all of our drivers, but we will have what we need. For example, we'll have a mouse driver so that we can go in and make the changes in the graphical user interfaces. And we won't have a full-blown video driver, but we will have a VGA mode driver so that we can see what we're doing. So the computer enables us kind of a back door to be able to go back in and make a change. If we need to be able to get to network resources, we can also use a safe mode with networking. And if we need to be able to get to a command prompt to enter commands on a command line, then we can use safe mode with command prompt. We can also enable boot logging. This is a way that we can take a look at everything that did happen and everything that did not happen during the boot process. We can also enable just VGA mode. In other words, if we've made a change to a video driver and now we can't see anything on our monitor, we can enable VGA mode so we can go back to the default VGA driver so that we can go in and make the change to the video driver to get it back to where it needs to be so that we can see everything we need to. We can also go to last known good configuration. Just like Windows NT, Windows 2000 saves the last known good configuration. And the last known good configuration will be the last time that the computer was able to be started and logged into so that someone could use the resources. That configuration will be stored. We also have a Directory Services Restore mode for Windows 2000 domain controllers. This is a way in which a domain controller can be restored from other domain controllers if the domain controller's database becomes corrupt. And finally, we have a debugging mode. This is a method by which we can start a computer and let it communicate with another computer so that one computer can attempt to fix another computer. So we've got a lot of options in our Advanced Options menu. We can also use the Recovery Console. Let's take a look at some of the features in the Recovery Console. The Recovery Console is used when the operating system doesn't start properly or when it hangs during the load, and it provides a command line interface for you to perform maintenance and repairs to a damaged registry, to system files, or to files on the hard drive. Again, this is kind of a back door, and the commands that are used in the Recovery Console look a lot like DOS commands. In fact, they are DOS commands. So a knowledge of DOS commands is still an important aspect of being a Windows 2000 administrator. Another tool that we can use is the Emergency Repair Disk. An emergency repair disk can be used to recover from problems with corrupted or missing operating system files, but we only want to use it as a last resort, because if we created an emergency repair disk right after we did a system installation, then the emergency repair disk will revert us back to where we were right after the installation, including the users that we had, which would be just the minimal administrator and guest users. So we only want to use an emergency repair process as a last resort. We can also update our emergency repair disk so that we do add things to it as we go along, but still, the emergency repair process is the last resort. Windows 2000 also provides many tools for general file maintenance, and we'll take a look at these in our next section.